Okay, let's dive in. Have you ever had that feeling? You start learning something new. Maybe it's a language, maybe you finally pick up that guitar, or you decide you're going to master, I don't know, sourdough baking.
Oh, yeah. That initial buzz.
Exactly. That huge burst of energy, you're picturing yourself, chatting away fluently or playing this amazing solo or pulling these perfect loaves out of the oven.
Totally. The dream
scenario. And then, maybe it's a few days later, maybe a few weeks, that amazing spark. It just starts to, fizzle out, doesn't it?
The reality check.
Yeah. Suddenly the skill feels way harder than you imagined. The novelty, it kind of wears off. And what started as this exciting adventure, it just turns into, a chore.
You hit that wall.
You hit the wall. And that incredible momentum you started with, gone. You start thinking, maybe I'm just not cut out for this.
Yeah.
Sound familiar?
Oh, absolutely. It's incredibly common.
You are definitely not alone if that's you. So today we're going to take a really deep dive into why that actually happens and, maybe more importantly, how you can keep that fire going long after that first wave of excitement is gone.
It's really fascinating, how universal this whole experience is. It's not really about lacking willpower or like some personal flaw.
Right. It's not like you failed.
Not at all. It's much more about understanding the mechanics of motivation itself, how it naturally ebbs and flows, and how we can actually, consciously influence it.
So we can learn to manage it.
Precisely. We're going to explore some really powerful principles today that can help you push past that initial excitement phase and actually cultivate something deeper, a more resilient, lasting kind of drive.
Okay.
And our mission here, really, with this deep dive is to make it super clear that staying motivated, it isn't about feeling hyped up and excited all the time. I mean, let's be real, that's just not sustainable for anything long term.
No way.
Yeah.
That'd be exhausting.
Right. It's really about developing specific, actionable strategies, things you can actually do to keep moving forward, even when that initial thrill is, long gone.
Practical stuff.
Exactly. Practical, powerful ways to sustain your motivation, whatever the skill is, big or small. The goal is to sort of transform that learning journey into something that's genuinely enjoyable and maybe most importantly, sustainable.
So you can actually stick with it.
Yeah. We want to help you stay on track, and actually enjoy the process, even when you inevitably hit those challenges that always come with learning something new.
Okay, that sounds really helpful. And where are these insights coming from today?
Well, all these ideas, these sort of practical nuggets we're going to share, they come from a really focused set of materials, specifically excerpts from Sustaining Motivation for New Skill Mastery.
Okay.
It just lays out these actionable strategies really clearly, really effectively.
Gotcha. So we've distilled the key stuff for everyone listening.
Exactly. We've pulled out the most important bits, hopefully giving you a clear path without, drowning you in information.
Perfect. So let's get into it. Let's unpack this motivation roller coaster. It really is like a predictable cycle, isn't it? That honeymoon period. Everything's new. It's exciting. You're full of optimism.
You download the app, buy the gear.
Totally. You get that shiny new instrument, or you sign up to that online course you've been eyeing. And for those first few days, maybe even a couple of weeks, you are just on fire.
You're putting in the hours, seeing results quickly.
Yeah. The progress feels immediate, satisfying. You feel great about it. But then, slowly, almost without you noticing, the reality of consistent effort starts creeping in.
The grind.
The grind. Those grammar rules suddenly seem way more complicated.
Yeah.
Your fingers start aching from practicing chords.
Yeah.
That fancy cooking technique needs way more patience than you thought.
The fun starts feeling a bit like work.
Exactly. That initial fun becomes work. And that's the story we hear over and over, right? Start strong, super excited, the energy just drains away.
Yeah. And that internal shift where it feels harder and the novelty is gone, that's where the wall appears.
And that's where people often just stop. They give up.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of how people achieve things, it's really clear this isn't about finding some magic potion for constant excitement.
Right. That doesn't exist.
No. It's much more about building resilience. It's about understanding that motivation itself is, it's a skill.
A skill you can learn.
Absolutely. Something you can actively develop. You can manage it. You can even deploy it strategically. It's not just some feeling you wait around for.
Okay, I like that framing.
Yeah. The core idea here, and this is really vital, is staying motivated isn't about being excited all the time. It's about knowing how to push forward even when the excitement wears off.
That's the key mindset shift.
It is. It's about acknowledging that those dips in enthusiasm, They're normal. They're actually part of the process.
So expect them, almost.
Expect them and arm yourself with the tools and the mental frameworks to navigate them. Because sustained effort, the kind that leads to real competence, it needs way more than just initial excitement. It needs strategy, intention, and understanding yourself.
That makes a lot of sense, building that internal operating system, like you said. Okay, so let's get into those strategies, those tools. What's the first foundational piece from the source?
Right. The very first thing, the bedrock really, is set clear goals.
Okay, clear goals. That sounds maybe obvious, but how does it go wrong?
Well, it's surprising how often it does. One of the biggest, sneakiest reasons people lose motivation, according to the source, is simply that their goals are just too vague.
Like what? Give me an example.
Think about it. Someone says, I want to learn Spanish, or I want to be a great programmer, or I want to paint well.
Okay, yeah. Those sound inspiring, though.
They are inspiring on the surface, but underneath, they're massive, they're overwhelming. Where do you even start with learning Spanish?
Right. What does good even mean?
Exactly. How do you measure good at Spanish? What does a great programmer actually do, tangibly? Without a clear map, without specific milestones, you just feel lost.
Adrift.
Totally adrift. And, frankly, exhausted before you even really get going. That vagueness. It's a silent motivation killer.
Okay, so vague goals are bad. What's the fix?
The fix is what the source calls the staircase approach. It's all about breaking down those huge, ambitious goals into much smaller, really clear, actionable steps.
Mini goals.
Mini goals, exactly. And these are crucial because they give you quick wins.
Ah, okay, like little victories.
Precisely. Tangible achievements that they don't just boost your confidence, they actually give you a fresh shot of energy for the next step.
Makes sense.
Think about it like climbing stairs, like the source says. You don't leap from the ground to the top floor, right?
No, you'd break your neck.
Right. You climb step by step. Each step is a small accomplishment, a mini victory. And that feeling, hey, I did that, it gives you the momentum to take the next step. It's like collecting fuel as you go.
So instead of learn Spanish,
It's week 1, learn how to introduce myself in Spanish. Or week 2, learn 20 common verbs. Or maybe month 1, be able to order food at a restaurant.
Okay, I see. Much more manageable, like little missions.
Exactly, little missions. And it applies to anything. Coding, maybe week 1, write a Hello World program. Fitness, day 1, walk for 30 minutes.
So you're creating SMART goals, basically. Specific, measurable.
Achievable, relevant, time-bound. Yes. These sub-goals let you see and celebrate progress constantly, instead of just waiting for some distant, fuzzy mastery.
That staircase idea really makes it feel less daunting.
Mhm.
Okay, so you've got clear steps. What's next to keep that momentum going? How do you make sure you see the progress?
That leads perfectly to the next strategy. Track your progress.
Tracking? Okay, like keeping score.
Sort of, yeah. Think about fitness again. If you start working out, eating better, but you never weigh yourself, or measure yourself, or notice your clothes fitting differently, what happens?
You don't see the change. You might give up.
Exactly. You don't see the progress. You might feel a bit better, maybe, but there's no objective proof. And without that visible progress, motivation just fades. It's the same with learning skills.
So you need that scorecard for yourself to actually see the effort you're putting in.
You do. And the source suggests some really effective ways. You could keep a simple journal, just log what you practiced each day.
Okay.
Or maybe a checklist, physically tick off lessons or tasks completed. That can be really satisfying.
Oh, I like ticking things off.
Me too.
Yeah.
And of course, there are tons of great apps now. Duolingo for languages tracks your streak. Habitica can track all sorts of habits.
Right, so you get that visual feedback.
And what's fascinating here is the psychological power of that tangible evidence. Our brains are just wired to respond well to seeing progress.
It feels good.
It feels really good. When you look back after a month and see, wow, I practiced guitar 20 times, even if you don't sound like Hendrix yet, you feel this real pride.
Yeah, you see the investment?
Exactly. That visual record of your effort, even if mastery is far off, it builds this strong sense of investment. You put in the time, you see it there, and you're way less likely to quit.
Because you've already put so much in.
Right. It reinforces that your efforts are adding up, even on days you don't feel like you made a huge leap. Plus, tracking can show you patterns.
Like when you tend to skip practice.
Yeah. If you always miss Tuesdays, maybe you need to adjust your schedule. It gives you data to work with to tweak your approach.
That feedback loop is smart. Okay, so you're setting clear steps, you're tracking your progress. What's the psychological trick to make that progress really fuel you?
That brings us nicely to strategy number 3. Celebrate small wins.
Celebrate small wins. Okay,
Yeah.
this sounds fun, but what's the common mistake people make here?
The big pitfall is waiting. Waiting until you've achieved mastery before you let yourself feel good about it or celebrate.
Right, waiting for the finish line.
Exactly. But mastery, as the source says, usually takes months, often years. If you put off celebrating for that long, you're going to burn out.
It's like running a marathon and saying you can't smile until mile 26.
Perfect analogy, you'd never make it. The key is don't wait for the grand finale. Celebrate the little milestones along the way.
Micro celebrations.
Real celebrations. Acknowledge them. Savor them. The source gives great examples. Learned your first full song on guitar. Celebrate.
Not the whole album, just the one song.
Just the one. Cooked your first edible lasagna. That's definitely worth a little celebration.
Yeah, edible being the key word there.
Absolutely. Had your first short conversation in your new language without mentally translating. Amazing. Acknowledge that.
These are real achievements.
They are, and they deserve recognition. Don't wait for the Oscar. Celebrate opening night.
I love that. So how big do these celebrations need to be?
Not big at all. That's the beauty of it. They can be super simple, really personal, maybe your favorite snack, an extra episode of that show you love.
Or just taking a moment to feel proud.
Yes, just
Yeah.
consciously pausing and saying to yourself, hey, I'm proud I did that. The intention is what matters.
Okay. And why does this work so well?
Well, if we get a bit sciencey, what you're doing is basically hacking your brain's reward system.
Dopamine.
Exactly. These little celebrations strategically fuel your brain with dopamine. And dopamine isn't just about pleasure, it's crucial for motivation, learning, reinforcing behaviors.
So it makes you want to do it again.
Precisely. Your brain makes the connection. Effort leads to reward. That reward makes you want the next reward, propelling you to the next step. It creates this positive feedback loop.
So it's not just feeling good, it's reinforcing the habit.
Absolutely. Think about the feeling, the satisfaction of that lasagna, hearing yourself play that song, the relief of speaking without translating. Those feelings, real or imagined, make you want to keep going. It makes the learning process self-perpetuating.
Okay, that's powerful. Set clear goals, track progress, celebrate small wins. That lays a really solid foundation. But what about making the whole thing, well, less like work?
Yes. That's strategy number 4, make learning fun.
Make it fun. Again, sounds simple, but easy to forget when you're focused on discipline.
So easy, because if learning feels like a boring chore, like some mandatory homework assignment, your motivation is just going to evaporate.
Yeah, who wants to do homework forever?
Nobody.
Yeah.
So the shift here is actively finding ways to inject genuine joy into the process, to make it inherently enjoyable.
Shifting from I have to do this to I get to play with this.
Exactly. It's a huge mental shift. And the source gives great examples. Learning a language. Don't just do textbook drills. Watch funny YouTube videos in that language. Listen to songs you actually like. Play language games.
You immerse yourself in fun ways.
Right. Learning code. Don't just solve abstract problems. Build something cool. A mini game. Maybe a simple website that solves a problem you have.
Something tangible and engaging.
Yes. Learning to cook. Okay, master the basics, sure, but also experiment with recipes you actually love eating, even if they're a bit challenging. Connect the learning to something intrinsically rewarding for you.
So find the joy in the process itself.
That's the core of it, because this raises that question. How do you keep going when pure discipline runs out?
Which it always does eventually.
Always. The answer is tapping into intrinsic motivation, wanting to do the activity for its own sake because it's interesting or enjoyable, not just for some external reward.
So the learning itself becomes the reward.
Bingo. When the process is fun, it doesn't feel like work. Motivation comes more naturally. You look forward to it.
So maybe, like if you're learning design, redesign an app you hate.
Great example. Turn a frustration into a creative project. Photography. Focus on subjects you're genuinely passionate about.
Or gamify it. Give yourself points or levels.
Absolutely. Gamify your practice. Make it a fun challenge against yourself. The more you weave enjoyment into the learning, the less you rely on willpower, and the more likely you are to stick with it long term.
That's a game changer. Okay, making it fun is key. But what about those days when even fun things feel like too much effort? That leads us to consistency, right?
It does. Strategy number 5, build a routine.
Build a routine. Because you can't always rely on feeling motivated.
That's the hard truth the source really hammers home. You just cannot count on feeling motivated every single day. It won't happen.
There will be tired days, lazy days.
Many of them. And if your whole plan relies on waiting for that feeling to strike before you practice, you'll be waiting a lot. Your progress will be spotty at best.
So what does this mean practically? How do you build that routine?
It means it's less about trying to summon willpower out of nowhere and more about designing your day, your environment for success. It's about creating habits.
Habits are stronger than motivation.
Much stronger, much more reliable. When you deliberately practice at the same time every day, say 7 p.m. after dinner or 6 a.m. before work, your brain adapts. It gets used to it.
It becomes automatic.
It starts to become automatic, like brushing your teeth. You don't debate whether to brush your teeth, right? It just happens.
No, it's just part of the morning routine.
Exactly. You can build that same automaticity for your new skill. That structure removes the need for that daily internal battle. Should I? Shouldn't I? You don't wait for the feeling.
So instead of, I'll practice guitar when I have time.
It's, I practice guitar for 20 minutes at 8 p.m. every evening. Concrete. Non-negotiable.
So it's less about willpower, more about design.
Precisely. That structure makes consistency so much easier. And consistency is the absolute key to progress. Routines create inertia, you see.
Inertia, like once you start, it's easier to keep going.
Kind of. Once a behavior becomes automatic, the mental energy needed to start, it drops dramatically. This bypasses decision fatigue, that exhaustion from making too many choices.
Ah, so you save your mental energy.
Right. You save it for the actual learning, not for the debate about whether to learn. It allows sustained effort, even on those low motivation days. Think about the difference. Should I practice? Versus, oh, it's 8 p.m. time for guitar. The second one is almost effortless.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, those first 5 strategies, clear goals, tracking, celebrating, fun, routine, that's a really strong core. But sometimes we need an extra boost, right? From outside or maybe digging deeper inside.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the next set of strategies, starting with harnessing external power. Connect with a community.
Community. Okay, why is learning alone sometimes tricky?
Well, when you unpack it, learning solo can feel really lonely. When you hit those inevitable roadblocks, that chord you just can't nail, that code that keeps breaking, that recipe that fails again.
Easy to get discouraged.
Super easy. You feel like you're the only one struggling. There's no one to ask, no one to just say, yeah, that part's tough.
So you might just quit quietly.
Exactly. But when you're part of a community of learners, you get encouragement, sure, but also accountability.
It's about finding your tribe.
Right.
People on the same journey.
That's a great way to put it. Finding your tribe. People facing similar hurdles, celebrating similar wins. The source suggests things like online groups, Reddit communities, Discord servers for your skill.
Loads of those around.
Tons. Or local classes, workshops, being in a room with other learners. Or even just finding one study buddy or an accountability partner.
Someone to check in with.
Right. And what's fascinating here is the social aspect of motivation. We're social animals. Peer support is a powerful antidote to self-doubt and isolation.
Seeing others struggle makes you feel less alone.
Totally. Seeing their struggles, seeing their progress, getting that external validation, it all helps. Plus, there's another benefit the source mentions.
What's that?
Teaching or helping others actually reinforces your own learning.
Ah, the protege effect. Explaining it makes you understand it better.
Precisely. It solidifies your own grasp. And a community offers resources, different perspectives, maybe even some friendly competition. It creates this supportive ecosystem that can carry you through the dips.
That shared journey is powerful. But what about tapping into internal power? What if the community isn't enough?
Then we need to go deeper. Strategy number 7, focus on the why.
Focus on the why. What does that mean exactly? Remembering why you started.
Essentially, yes. Motivation really weakens, as the source points out, when you lose sight of your original reason for starting. When the initial excitement is gone and you're just going through the motions, that purpose can get fuzzy.
You forget the point.
You forget the point. So it's about intentionally anchoring yourself to the ultimate payoff. The source says, ask yourself these really core questions.
Okay, like what?
Why do I really want to learn this skill? And how will my life actually be better once I know this?
And dig deep on the answers, right?
Yeah.
Not just surface level.
Exactly. Learning a language, is it really about better job prospects? Or is it about the confidence to travel solo and connect with people?
Fitness, is it just health? Or is it having the energy to play with your kids?
Right. Painting, is it a creative outlet? Stress relief, a way to capture beauty? Get specific.
So it's about anchoring yourself to that ultimate payoff.
Yes. And if we connect that to psychology, this is about tapping into deep intrinsic motivation. aligning your daily actions with your core values, your future dreams.
So it's more than just a tip.
Oh, it's a powerful psychological recalibration. When you feel like quitting, when doubt creeps in, you pull out that why.
How do you keep it front of mind?
The source advises writing it down. Keep it visible. On your desk, taped to the wall, maybe your phone wallpaper.
A constant visual reminder.
Exactly. It's an anchor. It grounds you when the immediate struggle feels overwhelming. A strong why gives your effort meaning. It builds resilience.
It turns the effort from a burden into an investment in your future self.
Beautifully put. That deep purpose is far more resilient than fleeting excitement or external rewards. It carries you through setbacks.
Okay, knowing your why is like having an internal compass.
Yeah.
But what about when you inevitably mess up along the way? Because that happens.
Oh, it absolutely happens. Which brings us to strategy number 8. Embrace mistakes as growth.
Embrace mistakes.
Yeah.
Easier said than done sometimes. Fear of failure is a big one.
Huge. It's a major motivation killer. That voice saying, I'm just not good at this. I keep messing up. This isn't for me.
We take mistakes as proof we can't do it.
We do. We internalize them as proof of inadequacy. But the source is emphatic, and I completely agree. Mistakes are not proof of failure. They are proof you are learning.
Proof of learning. I like that.
Think about that amazing analogy from the source. A child learning to walk.
Right. They fall hundreds of times.
Hundreds. They stumble, they wobble, they fall flat on their butts. But does anyone say, well, guess walking isn't for you?
No, of course not. It's part of the process.
It is the process. Each fall is necessary data for a learning balance coordination. It's a complete mindset flip, isn't it?
Yeah. From I failed to, okay, I learned what doesn't work.
Exactly. So if you burn the toast, mispronounce a word, write code with bugs, don't sweat it, don't let it stop you, normalize it. These aren't exceptions. They're essential parts of getting good at something.
So mistakes are just data points.
Invaluable data points. This raises that important question about how we view competence. True mastery in any field is built on experimentation, iteration, course correction.
Learning from what went wrong.
Yes. Every mistake is a stepping stone, not a dead end. And paradoxically, as the source notes, the more mistakes you make, the faster you learn.
That sounds weird, but it makes sense. More feedback.
More feedback. It's not about being sloppy, but about engaging experimentally. Each error tells you what not to do, refining your understanding, pushing you towards what does work, embracing mistakes as data, not defeat. That's fundamental for long-term progress. It frees you up to keep trying.
That's a huge mental shift.
Okay.
Embrace the mistakes. While you're doing that, learning from them, how do you keep your eye on the prize?
That leads beautifully into strategy 9. Visualize your future self.
Visualization, like athletes do.
Exactly like athletes do. It's a really powerful, often underused tool for motivation. It's more than just daydreaming, it's mentally programming yourself for success.
How does it work? What do you actually do?
The source encourages you to, take a moment, close your eyes maybe, and vividly imagine the version of you who has already mastered the skill.
Really picture it.
Really picture it in detail. What does that look like? What does it feel like? Imagine specific scenarios.
Like,
Maybe you're giving that presentation confidently in your new language, poised, articulate. Or you're playing that piece of music for friends and you see the enjoyment on their faces.
or traveling and easily ordering coffee or asking directions.
Yes, traveling and connecting with locals effortlessly. It's like creating a mental movie trailer of your future success.
A mental blueprint.
A mental blueprint. And what's fascinating is how the brain responds. Neuroscience shows visualizing success actually primes your neural pathways.
So you're kind of back practicing in your head.
In a way, yes. You're rehearsing and strengthening the neural circuits you'll use. This mental rehearsal makes the goal feel clearer, more attainable. It reduces the mental resistance when things get tough.
So on a bad day, you pull up that mental image.
Exactly. It's potent inspiration. It reframes your practice. You're not just grinding today, you're actively building that future self you just visualized.
Like the athletes visualizing crossing the finish line.
Precisely. You can harness that same power. Vividly imagine the sights, sounds, feelings, the pride, the ease, the joy of your accomplished future self. The more real it feels, the more it pulls you forward.
That's a fantastic tool to have. Okay, we're almost there. What's the final, maybe toughest strategy for the long haul?
The final piece, and maybe the most crucial for lasting success. Stay patient.
Patience, the virtue everyone struggles with. especially now.
Especially now, it's a huge hurdle. The problem is we expect quick results. We live in an instant gratification world, and we want to see massive progress after, like, a week.
Yeah, if I'm not amazing immediately, I must be bad at it.
That's the trap. But the reality of real skill acquisition, it just doesn't work that way. Real skills take time, consistent practice over months, often years.
Guitar, coding, drawing, none happen overnight.
None of them. You absolutely have to trust the process. When we unpack this, it's about believing in the power of that consistent effort, even when you can't see the progress right away.
Even when it feels like you're stuck.
Especially then. The source uses that beautiful analogy of planting a seed.
Right. You plant it, you water it.
You water it regularly, you care for it, but you don't see a full-grown tree the next day, do you?
No, you see nothing for a while, just dirt.
Exactly. But with consistent watering, eventually it grows into a tree. It bears fruit. But if you stop watering too early, if you give up before the roots take hold,
you never see the tree, you never get the fruit.
You get nothing. It's about trusting the process, even when the progress isn't screaming at you.
Okay, patience. Trusting the unseen growth.
And if we connect this to how learning actually works, patience is maybe the most undervalued part of mastery today. In this world obsessed with now, cultivating patience allows for that deep, slow learning, that neural rewiring needed for real skill.
So even when it feels like nothing's happening,
your brain is still working. It's building connections, refining patterns, storing muscle memory. Even if you don't consciously feel it, it's happening beneath the surface.
Until that click moment?
Yes. The source mentions that click moment, that point where, after maybe feeling stuck, something suddenly makes sense, it just falls into place.
And you're amazed at how far you've come.
Exactly. You realize all that seemingly invisible work paid off. Understanding that learning involves plateaus, followed by leaps. That helps you stay patient. It allows the compound effect of all those small efforts to work its magic over time.
Wow. Okay, we have covered so much ground today.
Yeah.
A real deep dive into sustaining motivation. It feels really clear now that it's not about waiting for inspiration, is it?
Not at all. It's an active strategic process.
Yeah, implementing these techniques, setting those clear staircase goals, tracking the progress so you can see it, celebrating those vital small wins, making the learning actually fun, building those solid routines.
And then leveraging those power-ups, connecting with the community, and always remembering your why, embracing mistakes as learning, visualizing success, and having patience.
It's a whole toolkit.
It really is. And if there's one single thread weaving through all of it, the ultimate secret, maybe, it's consistency.
Just showing up.
Just showing up, day after day, even when you don't feel like it. Even when the excitement's gone, even when you can't see the results yet. Because those small, consistent efforts, over time, they compound, they build into something big, something undeniable.
The steady drumbeat creates the symphony.
Beautifully said.
So, as everyone listening reflects on this, what does it mean for you right now? Thinking about that skill you want, or that thing you started and stopped. Which of these ideas really hits home? What's the one first step you could take today to apply this?
Yeah, that's the important question for all of us, isn't it? Where in your life could you apply these principles? Clear goals, tracking, celebrating fun, routine, community, embracing mistakes, visualizing patience to turn that wish, that aspiration into real achievement. It's all about empowering yourself, not just to learn, but to build, to grow, to really thrive. And remember that final thought.
Motivation gets you started.
Habits keep you going.
Patience makes you succeed. Which one do you need to focus on right now?